Okay, so answer me this.
Okay.
Answer me this.
Here we go.
I just want to know, like, when y'all got married. I'm asking Brian and Jason. When y'all got married, like, was your woman's sex drive a factor in your decision making?
In the decision to be married?
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't say the sex drive was a factor in being married because we had so many dynamics surrounding us getting married.
Okay. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sex wasn't, I mean, I enjoyed her sex.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I didn't just enjoy it. I
Desired it.
I still hold at a high regard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That sex.
Sacred.
Absolutely.
It's sacred.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Now, was she freely of giving it? Did she give it freely? I probably had a problem with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because, you know, she a little... Anyway, what we talking about? Go.
Right. I was bamboozled.
Jay said he was bamboozled.
I was bamboozled.
What do you mean?
So I'm gonna tell you how this worked. So when me and Amy met, we was going at it like rabbits.
Uh-oh.
Like it was as soon as we saw each other, I walk in the house. Now, mind you, we did have a long distance relationship.
Right.
We hadn't seen each other all week. So I'm flying in, and it's like,
Build up.
Let's
take
go.
it off.
Right.
Let's go.
As soon as you come
I'm taking my shoes off in the car, trying to get a head start.
he gonna throw the shoes in the door.
Get the is the door locked? So, you know, that's how I'm feeling. But, so when we got married, yeah, of course, I'm already like, this right up my alley. We good.
Right.
Then we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pregnant. And Amy's one of the type of pregnant women that don't want to be touched.
Wow.
I'm sick.
Wow.
I'm sick.
Ooh.
The whole pregnancy.
So I'm a newlywed man.
We don't have to
And probably
go in
hadn't
all
had, it's trauma. We're going to divulge.
It's good. It's cool. That's what we here for.
We got to get into it.
That's what we here for.
I'm a newlywed
Inside, you
man.
got your side.
Right, I'm a newlywed man who did not get to touch his wife
Wow.
darn near for a whole pregnancy.
No, that's a serious
It
thing.
was probably like 6 months.
I told my dad,
was
I
like
remember my
6
dad,
months.
boy, I love my father. Oh my God, he's my guy.
It was 6 months.
What he do? Snicker?
No, we went to I used to work at the airport. When we first met, I was still working at the airline.
Uh-huh.
My dad worked at Delta. So he met me on the concourse. And we sitting down. He's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able
What's
to do
wrong?
this. I said, I'm kind of contemplating getting up out of this thing, man. I don't know. He's like, Jay, what's causing this? I said, Dad, I ain't had sex in like 6 months.
Oh, man.
My dad got quiet. My dad said, oh.
Wow.
He normally,
Oh, this is that
he
time.
is normally a man full of wisdom. My dad reached in his wallet and gave me $100.
Yo, he was like, here, son.
He didn't know what to say.
That's hilarious.
Hey,
Go shopping to release your trauma.
listen, go
Hey,
buy
man.
yourself some lunch.
Wow.
He didn't know what to say. Like, that was so crazy. I'm 21 years old.
Wow.
My wife is pregnant. She tripping.
Yeah.
And
Hormonal.
I'm sitting around here dry as the desert.
Wow.
He
So was she.
he provoked.
Absolutely.
He provoked me to be that way.
No, I didn't.
How? What you mean he provoked you to be that way?
No way.
Jason was not like, okay, first of all, I moved away from my family.
Understood.
I moved away from my family. I moved down here. I moved to a new area.
Mhm.
As soon as I moved, my engine went out on my car. I'm at home. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody but his family. Don't have any friends, don't have nothing. And he worked like at the airport. So he worked like second shift or whatever.
Yeah.
He worked second shift. I was really going through probably what you would call a depression at the time.
Wow.
It was probably more of a depression, but back then you don't diagnose stuff. You just say it. So I would just sleep, like try to sleep my days away. You know, I gained a lot of weight. My son was back in Indianapolis. It was situational. And he didn't understand that. And then when we were off, we didn't do anything. We didn't go anywhere. You know, it was just We didn't do nothing.
Amy, I could have took you to the Taj Mahal, and you wouldn't have let me touch you.
Oh snap!
This is not. I get it, and I will validate everything she said to be true.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if Amy was just one of those type of women. You
I
got
was
some
sick
women that
too.
have a very high sex drive during pregnancy, and then you have some women that have no sex drive.
So she was like that with both.
There you go.
I wasn't there like that with
Imani
Jaden.
and
What? We did it twice.
No, that's not
I
true.
counted. You were twice.
That's not true.
And I
You're
think they were on
lying.
special occasions.
No, they weren't because I didn't even acknowledge I was
guilt
pregnant
sex.
until I was 8
It was-
months.
Right. It was like,
guilt
oh, it's your
sex.
Yo,
birthday.
Jay
No,
said.
Yeah.
Jay said we did it
Hey.
twice.
But Amy said she didn't acknowledge her being pregnant until
I
8
was
months in.
with Jaden.
That is not true. That is not true. Most definitely didn't acknowledge the pregnancy right away. But it's like a mental switch.
Yeah.
The moment we confirmed that she was pregnant, the well went dry.
Lights out.
It was
Lights
But it was
over.
8 months, so he waited.
It was not
6
8
weeks?
months.
I didn't go to the doctor until I was 8 months pregnant.
Baby, that is not true. Well, you knew you were
didn't
pregnant. You just
know
wasn't going to the
that.
doctor.
Yeah, I just wasn't. I was
You
saying I
weren't
wasn't
going. You
pregnant.
knew you weren't
I was-
pregnant. You
Everybody
knew you
that
were
asked
pregnant.
me I was pregnant, I was like,
when
no.
you was pregnant with who?
Jaden.
Got you.
Jaden didn't know
Listen,
prenatal.
Jaden damn near delivered himself.
Yeah.
It was just,
Oh
you
my
know, it was
God.
that
But
type
why?
of situation. Because we had just had a
a
Imani.
5-month-old and I'm
Right.
pregnant again.
We was
Got
back
you.
to
Got
back.
I had a Mine was 4 months.
That
And
makes
then,
sense. I get that.
you know,
It's like
and
Shane and Riley.
It
my
was back to
mind,
back.
my mind couldn't handle me
Wow.
being pregnant
Mentally,
again.
it was it was a lot.
Maybe I didn't get touched, but I didn't go to the doctor until I was 8 months pregnant. So
Yeah, no, she's okay.
So if I'm
We knew
pregnant
she was
right
pregnant.
away, then how did I get pregnant again?
Baby, hold on now.
True that.
Hold on.
If we wasn't having
Hold
sex.
on. No, I didn't say we wasn't having sex when you weren't pregnant. We were having a lot of sex. It was when you were pregnant. So just so happened when I got
that was a
married.
store up. She stored it.
Well, we're not bears. We don't need to store anything.
It's a hot
We're not,
I said we're not
we're
bears.
not bears. We're not squirrels. We don't need to do any of that. I need regular action.
Right.
Yeah, real deal.
Yeah, I need that. As a man, we most definitely have a certain type of need. Like, I don't understand those women who be like, oh, my guy hasn't touched me.
What? Is
That's foreign to
Yeah,
me.
that's wild.
he may be gay.
It might be
Well,
something
I
going
don't think
on.
I
Well,
think it might be physical sometimes. I think it's like a physical, like men, you know, like when they have diabetes or they have high blood
yeah.
pressure,
Oh, that's possible.
and they on medication or any kind of ailments, it affects their sex drive.
I'll be at the doctor first thing in the morning. Like, there's no way. That'll be urgent care.
Right.
Like, I'm literally going
is
to
an
the emergency
emergency.
room.
Right.
If this thing start working,
I don't know.
I'm going to emergency.
Hey, that's when you're totally transparent. Doc, this is what's going on.
Right. I've
me.
never been this honest in my life.
Right.
Listen, sir, it's not marching. I don't know what's going on.
Help.
I need you to get me some help.
Immediately.
Viagra me, do whatever. Oh, I need some blood pressure pills. Give them up. I'll
Cool.
take them.
Cool.
I'm going to acknowledge whatever you say is wrong
no,
with me.
but blood pressure pills, like it decreases the blood flowing. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes
And they have a
so-
counteract called Viagra. We're going to do whatever needs to be done to make sure I drink with that beetroot powder.
Beetroot powder, ashwagandha,
most definitely gets the blood flow.
all that.
melatonin.
You never
L-arginine,
Everything.
Melatonin.
L-arginine, all that.
for sex drive.
Oh, is it?
Zinc.
Melatonin is good
Do
for
your
sex
research,
drive.
guys.
She know.
Trust me, I take a beetroot powder shake every morning. This blood is flowing. It's
It's the nitric oxide in the
It
beets
is. There it is.
that get you there.
It gets you where you need to go.
Yeah.
Magnesium, we're going to get it all.
So let me ask this. So when it comes to relationships and marriages, what happens when we talking about it? What happens when spouses aren't on the same page sexually? What is
tough out
that?
here in these streets? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want to tackle that right now?
I'm just saying it'd be tough.
Talk to it. Talk.
Just be a lot that's
Talk about
going
it.
on, you know, and men, y'all be like, let's go every day right now. Let's go, da da da. And then in our mind, we're like, but
Why is
wait,
it like the
I gotta do this.
Globetrotters?
I gotta do this. I'm juggling.
Well, stop it.
So what you try to do is you try to say your schedule is so full that you know what I'm saying?
full.
Now, because you know, I'm just
sometimes
saying,
in your mind,
I'm just
when
saying, your lifestyle, you all right. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like
fine.
you ain't.
What you mean? She got time?
I'm saying she got time,
She got
dog.
time.
She got time. What we saying?
Because you allot me to be home, but me being home doesn't mean I'm not doing it.
It means I'm not gonna thank you, Lord. I'm not gonna say that. See, that's called discretion.
There it is. Discretion.
That's called
gonna say.
discretion.
I see it now. We don't.
It means
But
I
now she
own
want to
you.
know.
Whoa, what? You mean what came out?
What did he say?
I was kidding.
You did.
I'm kidding.
You
I
didn't get to
don't.
the discretion.
I don't own her. I did get discretion from God, but then it slipped out.
It slipped out.
Sometimes it happens that way.
No.
I'm kidding.
He ain't
Yeah,
playing the
we know
instrument.
that. We know
moving.
that.
He the conductor.
He the conductor.
I still
He
went
tried
on.
to
I
tell
went
you.
on.
You got your own choices,
Right.
man.
He's joking. He's joking.
I'm joking. I am legitly
Right.
joking. I don't own you at all.
Don't.
She's free.
I'm just. She's free.
Like a bird.
Us free.
Constance, what you think? What are your thoughts concerning being on the same page sexually?
Listen, me and Anthony have been on a journey. And
I think we all know because he talks about it a lot.
Do I?
You do.
Well, that's,
We know you're healthily. Y'all
That's
having
what he
healthy
does.
Sexual relationship.
that's what I do with my friends.
Oh my God.
the thing is, Anthony was my first. He wasn't my last, but he was my first. And so a lot of what I do
Right.
is largely influenced
Yeah.
by Anthony. And so with that being the case, I think when we first got married, chill out.
I'm just listening to you.
Yeah.
I'm mind humping you right now.
That's right.
Yo, hey man,
It's another level.
hey, it's your wife, and you got free reign.
So anyhow, so when we first got married, I was very explorative. I'll say that because I came from a very religious household,
Structured, yeah.
very and
Guarded.
Nice.
so my parents didn't allow for a lot of things, even though I rebelled. But now I'm in a place where I can do it freely. So I'm like, hey, I'm in that place called marriage where y'all told me to wait for it. I'm here, so
do what I
let's
want.
do whatever we want to do.
So basically, Constance went in.
I did.
That's dope.
And then as we started, as life started lifing, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Different things, different situations, different life issues
Traumas,
started to
issues.
impact my desire to want to have sex. So where I was really explorative and fun, it was, I was excited to
Yeah.
do it, but now I'm just like, it's a task. It's a chore. It's like, I'm doing it because he's my husband and I got to provide sex. So then we would have the conversations. He would get frustrated because he would be like, why don't you desire me like I desire you? And in my head, I'm thinking a line of things. But of course, I can't say that because I'm going to hurt him. So
Yeah.
to preserve
real
his
deal. Yeah, of
feelings,
course.
I just don't say it. I'm just like, I just wasn't in the mood. Well, come on, let's do it. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But he felt very detached. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of when the decline started to happen.
For me, I had to learn it's not just, the desire and the action. I had to learn to connect the emotion with it as well.
Right, because men are physical. So when y'all see,
yeah.
you know,
So what I meant by that is, we could have had an argument or I could have done something that hurt her feelings.
OMG.
And in my mind, it's still time for sex. And I'm like, well, what's up then? You know?
Right.
Oh, you still on that?
So
Absolutely.
So
Did
is
you
that
rectify it?
Right.
is that an unfair assumption?
Definitely. But it was definitely a learned behavior because I took advantage of where she was. I felt like I had a clean sheet of paper that I could shape, mold, and create what I wanted my sexual narrative to be because she was like, so what do I do? And I'm like,
Wow.
what did you say?
Ooh,
Wow.
man.
Did you say, what do I do? And
wow.
so what she got was the adolescent teenage porn version
Yeah.
Yeah.
of what
That's
I
a real
want.
thing. That's a
Yeah.
real
You know
thing.
what I'm saying?
That's a real thing.
But as we got older, we experienced life. We started having kids and, just different life was lifing, as we say. I had to grow up sexually, understanding both sides of it. It's not just I have an erection I got a haircut, I'm fly, you should be attracted to me, or like, you know, I had to go from it just being that to it's the look at him, he made the bed up, he ironed my clothes,
Yeah.
he
all
cooked
day
breakfast for
event.
the it's a
That's a
all
real
day
thing.
foreplay is
All
all
day.
Yeah.
Amy taught me that.
Foreplay is the entire day.
She taught me
She's
that.
in the shower, she gets out. I wrote a nice note on the mirror. It's the, you know what I'm saying? But what I had to grow from this too, because I found myself doing it just for coochie.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it got to be more heartfelt.
It has to
so
be
even
real,
that became
yeah.
an issue
Yeah, yeah.
because it's like, oh, so now you're
And
just
the
doing that because you
expectation.
want
I
this.
feel like a whore.
Right.
You know
So
what
she
I'm
would
saying?
guard the
you're,
coochie.
You're paying me this in order to get that,
Wow.
and it's
Right.
not like we are genuinely going into the
Exchange.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, I so appreciate you, and I just, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I started like
Going on coochie strike.
I ain't not going no coochie strike.
I
No
mean,
one's
like,
going on one
That's
longer than me.
That's pretty
I feel
deep.
like it's coochie strike, and let me explain what I mean by that. When I say coochie strike, it's not that I didn't get it, but she wasn't there.
Yeah.
I get
Which
it.
is just as important.
That, no,
But
that,
what
that, you might as
happened
well
is
not do it.
I was like,
started
well,
to be
it is what it is. Okay, shoot.
he
No,
like,
I get it.
just
See,
lay
I-
there.
That
and
right
I'm
there
just
makes
like,
me feel some type of way because I feel like it's forced. I'm
Right.
big on chemistry.
Yeah.
Big on chemistry.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel that vibe, if you're not giving me what I'm giving you, I'm immediately upset.
right.
Like she knows, like I'm turned off, I'm turning my back, and she's like, "You're so childish." Well, I'm gonna be.
No, it's a real thing,
This
though.
is
Take
one
what
thing
I'm
I'm gonna
giving
be
you and
childish
be
about.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
But
Yeah.
I think at the same time, because it's always like he's always like the medical aspect of having to,
No. That's been of recent. That's don't do that.
Still
Don't do
coming
that.
up with the
First of all,
weapons.
I've never said medical
What was
aspect
she
of
about
sex
to say?
Hold on,
until
let
you
her
brought up
dive
the
in.
medical sex thing. I know there's a medical aspect. I've never considered a medical aspect of
I would like to hear
relations.
So
what she's
you
going
never
with
talk
this.
about how often you have to come. That you have to.
Well,
come.
no, I do.
Is that not the medical aspect?
Well,
Anthony used to tell me,
I did.
if I don't release, babe, I have blue balls.
I used to make blue balls a medical condition.
Right.
But-
Conscious. If I don't, you can't start, not stop. I could be sick.
I can be
And
sick.
because she was so green, she would believe it.
Right.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, idiot.
But then he's going
like-
around the house. He's going around. Oh my god, I'm in so
Oh,
much
my
pain.
balls are oh my God.
This is most definitely not going to go well for you on TikTok.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's so bad.
Hey, he ranking it up, baby.
I'm like, he's like, babe, I'm in so much pain because you started and you didn't. You started and you stopped, and I'm in pain. I'm just
I
like,
love
So
it.
but
finish
see,
what you were saying.
this goes back to parents exposing their kids, you know, at a decent time. We'll come back to that, but go ahead, Mo.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it would always be I have to come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's right.
So it's like when you're saying I have to come, for us it does turn into a lot of it is task driven, a lot of it is chore driven because it's like, okay, I gotta make sure that
Make sure he
that
releases.
happens,
Right.
or I carry the burden of that, even though he doesn't think that I do. You know, he's like, you couldn't possibly. You know what I mean? But still inside, I'm like, oh crap. You know what I mean? Like he really does have to come. But then if I'm all for like, all right, let's go ahead and make sure you come. But then it's like, yeah, but you got to be into it.
Cause man,
one is
listen,
it?
I don't want no.
You either want to come,
no.
or you
Man,
give
I don't
me
want
I
a
don't
sex doll.
want a cardboard box.
Right.
But I'm saying it's
What
not
you
going to
mean?
be all the time
If-
where
if-
it's like I'm totally like.
If
But
my wife
sometimes
that.
I'm like, let me
if my
let you
wife
go.
is not into it, I might as well enjoy my own amusement park.
Okay, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From
Like,
time
but
to
here's the
time,
thing.
you
Here's the
have-
thing. Here's the thing.
Wait, before you say the thing, do you guys enjoy coming like we enjoy coming?
They do.
We do.
They
absolutely
It is so,
do.
First
But it's
of
a
why
all,
don't
different
you
thing.
want it
It's a
all the
different
time?
thing, though.
amazing. I think just women are built differently.
It's-
Yeah.
And,
No, that's a different thing.
I can't really explain why
definitely a
God
different thing.
made, you know, the drives different. And this is not absolute for every woman and every man, obviously.
Yes, it is.
Gotta make
No,
that clear
it's
now.
not.
Yes, it is.
It ain't
You
every
know what?
woman.
Gotta make that
I
clear.
really believe,
Right.
like, I like, who knows? If they come for me for this, I don't give a care.
Right.
But like, I really feel like sometimes when women be like, oh, I want it, oh, I want it, oh, I want it, I want
It's
it.
fake.
I don't think it's real.
No, it's some ones out there that's for real.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Brian.
think
What
it's
you was
for
gonna
real.
say? You're so stupid.
No, it's they for real.
I don't think they're
Some
for
of
real.
them are for real.
Now there are.
but here's
Now,
the
he's
thing.
right.
Here's the
There
thing.
are
You're
nymphos
probably
out
right.
there.
You-
Ain't even a nympho.
But there's
It's
a whole
women.
nother array of issues that come with
It's
that
women that
Yeah.
no, it's women who desire.
No. Listen to what I'm
It's
saying.
women
I
who
agree.
desire
Most
sex.
women who are nymphos in that aspect, and I do say
No,
most, I don't mean
nymphos.
all.
There's something
It's
wrong.
something
First of
else
all-
going on mentally. Like
Right,
they've been
right.
Nympho,
Right.
been
the
raped,
term
been molested.
nympho is completely different. A nympho is someone who's addicted
To sex.
to the validation that comes with sex, the fake love that comes with sex, the infatuation with wanting to be wanted.
with the feeling.
That's
You're
a
saying
nympho.
somebody
the
with a
desire.
woman with a high
It's a
sex
high
drive.
Yeah, we talking sex drive. We ain't talking nympho.
Okay,
Nympho
I
is
got
a
you, I
whole
got you,
different
I got you.
thing.
That is different.
Nympho is a mental disorder.
Right.
People go to meetings because they're nymphos.
I think men
mean-
desire on-demand info.
Now the thing is this: you get what you ask for. A nympho has a mental issue.
Yeah.
Because
Now you're
I
running
remember
tight.
him specifically saying early on, I want you to be like a nympho.
No.
And I'm just like, it's
If you get a nympho, bro, you sleep in the hotels. You don't even want to go home.
You don't want to go home, bro. Home is not
I
good.
just want a break.
look, like I distinctly remember that, and I'm just like, and I legit.
I didn't have the articulation.
But
You
what I'm
didn't
saying is, as a woman, you don't understand, especially one who is ignorant to the fact of, like, I didn't have education. There was no sex education. My mom did not sit me down and talk to me
talk
about
about this
how to
generation.
please your man. Like, I did not get that. I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? All I got was don't have sex until you're married.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still didn't do that part. But then when I got into marriage, it's like, now that I've waited, what do I do?
Listen,
Parents
And so
should definitely
all
talk to
I
their
had
kids about
was
sex.
everything he exposed me to.
Right.
But
And
you know
I'm
what?
trying
Well, not
to-
just me.
In that,
Hold on. Now,
I heard.
No, that's what I had.
Yeah.
So
That's what I
you
had. And because what I did with other people was what you exposed me to. So that's it. All I did was turn it up. You know
Y'all
what I'm
welcome.
saying?
So they were
Turn it
getting
up.
angst.
Hold on, man.
They were getting
Boy,
angst.
you clipping it up today.
Boy, you getting all kind of clips.
No.
Hey, but
I
listen.
said you're welcome.
So
Not to her.
no, to
the
them,
guy.
to them.
All
I
right.
get
In
what
that
you're
moment.
saying. I
Don't
get
do
what you're
that.
saying.
Okay.
But here's the thing: when we talking about
I need you to speak up.
when we talk
wanna know
about
your
but hold
My
on, when
bad,
we
man.
talk about when we talk about parents passing down knowledge to their daughters
Yes. That's
right.
and talking about this is what you
Yes.
do
It's
when you're
necessary.
married. And I get it
Necessary.
because now there's a wise woman that I know.
Okay.
And I heard her tell her daughter for real. I'm keeping it in the alleged field.
Okay.
Because I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But there was a wise woman who said, baby, if you're not serving steak at home, McDonald's smell good when he outside. And I was like, dang, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
If I go outside hungry, say I'm driving to work, if I haven't eaten at home, while I'm driving to work, I pass Burger King, it catch my nose. I pass McDonald's, it catch my nose. Even though these are things that aren't necessarily appealing to me
Or good for you.
or good for me, but for the fact that I haven't eaten at home, it has my attention.
And you got enough resistance not to eat there. But you're still mentally, which is just as important because it's important to
Mentally,
y'all.
you got
Mentally,
enough. You're not gonna eat
yeah,
there
That's a real thing.
unless you're
That's true.
undisciplined, and we
Right.
only get to discipline in maturity
Right.
in our relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
A lot of times, hey man, early on, there's a lot of men visiting McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
real.
Yeah.
So when you leave home hungry or thirsty, that Gatorade look good in that gas station.
Which goes back to my point of
Making sure
making sure that you come when you
Okay.
need to. But that doesn't necessarily mean every single time that I'm going to be completely
Nah, I get
into
it. I get it. I get it.
So
I
it's
get
like,
it.
which one
No, I get it.
do you want?
But the thing about it is, which I've come to understand, it's like just the act of coming versus making love to the person that you desire is two different things.
It
So
is.
it's like
It definitely
I
is.
released, but there's still that
I'm
emptiness.
unfulfilled.
So
It's a
that there's that
connection.
door that does leave room open for the flattery of certain things. Like, ooh, he's so sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff then starts to kind of play on your mind because it's like I came, but she ain't give it to me with passion.
Right.
You know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
satisfied.
He wants you to want it. He
Yeah.
wants you to be into it. He wants you.
Right.
It's not a medical thing. It is literally he wants the intimacy. Like we want intimacy. Men want that intimacy.
We want in a different way.
in a different way during sex while we're having sex.
We want you to
and
remember it.
We need
it's
our
okay.
egos.
You need
Remember
an
that?
ego stroke.
That's an ego stroke.
It
It's an
is.
ego stroke.
I've come to realize that
yeah.
sex is so much about ego, it ain't funny. Because if you don't
that for
know your
men?
woman,
'Cause
that's
I
most
don't-
definitely for men.
Oh, okay.
Because if my woman don't come, I'm mad. I don't
Right.
feel right.
Yeah.
Like Amy will tell you, well, she ain't gonna tell you because she don't talk sex a lot.
Right.
I don't.
But understand, because she has a thing about, I ain't telling y'all about my man. Which I'm like,
I got
you know,
you.
every
Yeah,
now
yeah.
and then I'm like, well,
So hers is a defense.
you can brag on me a little bit.
You say so.
Tell them a little something. Let them know Big Daddy
You
put
can
it down.
brag on me a little, you know, but no, I understand her position.
Right.
And we typically, because I follow her lead, we typically don't do a lot of talking about it. But just know we ain't missing no meals.
Right.
You know, so that's our thing. But we had to work towards that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've come to realize that the moment I came in tune with what her needs were, was the moment our relationship took
Yeah,
a
man.
turn for the better.
It's a fun journey, isn't it?
It is an amazing journey.
Figuring it
Because
out.
McDonald's most definitely stopped. It don't look. It ain't the same. It don't
Yeah.
smell the same.
Yeah.
It ain't none of that because
Right.
I'm getting every nutrient that I need at the house.
That's it,
That's
man.
why it's important to have a healthy sexual relationship.
Yeah.
And conversation
but
about it.
Healthy relationship that
I'm
encompasses
sorry.
the conversation. Go ahead, Amy.
No, I was just saying, but the healthy relationship started outside the bedroom.
It did.
It's not
It did.
in the
Yeah,
bedroom.
it's not having
So
sex.
I think men think in the bedroom where it starts. No, I need help sweeping these floors.
Right.
Yeah.
Goodness,
I did the
can you
kitchen
help
last
me?
night.
Can you help me wash
Yeah.
a dish or
Acts of
two?
service.
Because
But you know
what?
Yeah, because
That's-
if
I
you
wash
take
you
something
clothes.
off my plate,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exhausted
It
when I
frees
come
up
to
my mind.
sleep.
Yeah, that's real.
Because at night, if you know me, you know I overthink everything. So I'm thinking about what I got to do here, what I got to do there, what we didn't do. Oh, but I got to do this. And if you take something off my plate, then you can get what you want. You can get me to want you.
Yeah.
But and treat me well. If you treat me mean,
Yeah.
I'm not one of them people where you can treat me mean or talk to me any kind of way
Right.
and think we about to.
my
It
Lord.
just don't,
We
I don't
not.
think any woman is.
No, I think some women can do it. Like
Some
it's a
women like
switch.
it.
Yeah, it is.
It's a switch. Like some people, sex is like what I realize is, I've had women tell me sex is sex. That's something totally different. Just because we ain't getting along over here don't mean I take sex away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right? Me personally, my body ain't gonna respond to you if you're talking to me, like treating me bad. And a lot of times in our early marriage, Jason is not the nicest person.
Right.
So he ain't nice, and then I'm ego driven too.
She's not nice
I'm
either.
petty too. I'm giving you the energy you give.
Yeah.
If you treat me well,
Well,
I'ma
that's a whole
treat
nother
you well.
conversation because I feel like
him
she
finish, let him finish.
started the energy. The energy started with you.
The energy switch.
started with you.
how I am.
Right. I gave you
Right.
what you gave me.
I
So
got you.
so of course in her mind, it was me that was being mean, but in my mind, it was her, Miss, I hit you on the head with a broom when I was pregnant because I was mad.
Okay.
That is the type of energy my wife. You know right. Listen,
but you know
I
what?
have always been a nice guy.
Jason's not a
when we
nice
talk
guy.
about acts of service, you know what I'm saying, or how intimacy starts outside of the bedroom.
Absolutely.
One thing that I came to learn about my wife is one, her love language. Her love language is definitely acts of service. It's
Right.
how she gives love and how she receives love. So when I began to understand that, well, it's more than just in the bedroom. It is saying, okay, she likes stuff like here, have some of my food.
Oh.
That turns her on. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah, she likes anything that's an act of service.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Weird.
So, but here's
It is
the
a little
thing.
weird. Well, it's weird to us because we're like, really?
I'm not
That's
getting
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that a little
I'll
bit?
get you your
Or
own
It's
food.
like,
just-
or
it's
like
just
if
acts-
I
it's
go in
just-
the car, he fills the tank up, or if it's
Yeah.
like
just
Interesting.
taking
stuff
care
like
of her.
that. Like when I feel like like stuff like that, I'm like,
Because
wait a minute.
it
Wait a minute.
insinuates that you thought about me beyond yourself, beyond what you're doing. You took an extra thought to consider what I have going on.
Absolutely.
It's a real
and
thing.
That
real.
is a beautiful thing to a woman because we're constantly considering y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything that we do, every move that we make considers you, the kids, the
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
so it's like, and you're just like, I'm providing. Give me sex, give me food. I'm providing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
It's
and
gasoline.
give me food.
at what
The car
point
gotta drive.
do
Yeah, the
you
car
like?
gotta drive, don't it? we gotta get point.
How you gonna drive this car?
But
That's what
I'm
he look
saying
at.
for you to join the club and say, okay, even with you, you know what I'm saying, with all I have going on, I'm also thinking about you too, babe. So while I was thinking about you, I went ahead and washed the clothes. Dang, thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Or you know what? Don't worry about it, babe. I iron my own clothes. You got anything that need to be ironed? Appreciate that, babe.
Yeah.
And for a long time, even still sometimes today, Anthony will do stuff and I'll be like, thanks, babe. He was like, yeah, I mean, it was nothing. And I'm like, oh, poor baby. I just starved you for so long.
So long.
Wow.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know what's also I
But it
realize
gets
was
on my
important?
nerves. I'll be like, why you making a big deal about me making up the bed? It's my bed.
Yeah,
Because
but-
you don't make it up.
Right. I
You
do make it
you,
up.
You did not do it often.
We
I
still
don't do
have
it
that
at
issue.
first.
Amy makes the bed most times.
Because she does it.
But I watch
better
I
than
do
me.
it. I do it well. My father taught me well.
And she does it
I-
quick.
And I
Right.
do.
I go
Military
pee, I come
corners,
back out.
hospital-
Yeah.
hospital
Amy's the
corners.
same way.
I'm like, how do you
Can't do
do
no
that?
She made
hospital
that
corner.
bed quick.
Yes, I
That's
do.
your
Wow.
anointing. Do it.
Yeah. And my thing is, I know how to make clothes smell amazing when I wash them. So I typically take on that burden. Like I've learned to share
You've learned. That's
the
the key
task.
word.
Wait a
In the
minute.
home.
Could you share your secret?
Downy beads. The best thing
Oh
to
yeah, the
smoke.
bees
Oh,
go
yeah.
ham.
Those
I
things
I just
are
stumbled upon them.
amazing.
Okay.
Didn't
Right.
know they were a thing.
I
Your
use them as
clothes,
every-
you'll
We
walk
need
in
the
the room,
sponsorship.
you don't even need cologne.
Downy bees.
You'll walk in and be like, ooh,
Put them on the.
that stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
But
And,
that's
and
the
do it
secret.
in hot water. Make them melt.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
that's
can
a
make
whole-
them. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this because here's the thing.
But hold on, B.
Oh,
I had-
my
I
bad,
had
my bad.
something I
Go,
wanted
go.
to. I wanted to point that sometimes we got to also realize that it's more than sex.
Yeah.
Because I've realized that
facts.
Amy sometimes just wants to be held. She's not if she's cuddling up to me, it ain't. It used to be back in the day. Engine get the rev. I know it's no. She just literally wants to feel my presence. She wants to feel my arms
Yes, sir.
around her. She wants to feel love, held, and I've learned to do that.
Yes.
So now I've realized that we got to meet each other halfway.
That's true.
When it comes to that, because it might not be today, but it's gonna be on and popping tomorrow.
Right.
Because I gave her what she needed yesterday.
Yeah.
The whole
She's
thing
gonna make
covered.
sure I'm good tomorrow.
Yeah.
I try to do that on the 7 days out of the month.
What? I cannot.
It's hard for me
Anyway,
to cuddle
what were
and
you
not
about to say?
physically respond to that.
No, it's a real thing.
sorry.
Physically
But-
respond
but-
to it, but you don't have
Yeah,
to
that's
act on the
fine.
Right, yeah,
physical.
yeah,
It'll be all right.
I physically respond.
Right. I'm like,
No.
But
It
I
gets
think,
there.
I think it's just
If
important.
it's responding, I'm not just going to sit there.
No,
Well,
it get there. Yeah,
it's important.
sometimes I have to
It's
sit there.
important for us to see. There's a separation that has to happen with. I'm gonna say men. There's a separation that has to happen to where we don't have to equate sex with everything
Absolutely.
or every piece of
That's the
physicality. with
maturity.
That was the
our
lesson
lives.
that I've learned.
It's a real thing. Like me taking care of my wife, me loving my wife, caring for my wife, making sure she good. I'm not doing that to receive sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So us doing those things, we have to make sure that we're not equating those things to sex. Yeah, we just in relationship and reciprocation, we're going to get to that.
Absolutely. It's
But
gonna
we
happen.
just take care of each other.
I just
Yeah.
want to
That's
see
it.
it happen.
Because too, at the same time, you don't realize that even in that, you're in the mind of your spouse or your loved one. They'll have a hard time switching. Is this real or is this for
Wow.
something?
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a real
The motive.
Yeah, like what are your motives? So
Yeah.
now I can't
Yeah,
even
you
really
shouldn't go through that.
receive what you're doing because I feel like it's for something,
Oh,
not because
Lord,
you
now I gotta-
genuinely want to do that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta
For
make tune it up
Yeah.
tonight.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is the same thing.
That's
other
I don't
than-
even
That's
want
the
it.
point.
Don't
Yeah,
be
yeah.
nice to me.
Right.
Like,
And
yeah,
it's-
that's crazy.
It's that same concept of the separation of me having sex with you because I desire it or because I'm just making sure that you straight
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it helps to push it all the way over to, yeah, I desire you all the time. Or when if I'm not into it by the time we're into
gonna
it,
be there.
I'm there now.
Right.
I will say,
Type of thing.
she
Like,
will
that's a real
switch.
thing. Like,
Amy is one of those type of people that I've realized that she is most definitely not the type of person that's going to want it every day. So I've come to understand and I've come to love and respect that about her. But when she owns, she owns.
yeah.
Like it's gonna be the time of your life. But I also realize that she does have a lot going on mentally. She got a lot of stuff with work, and
Yeah.
she's one of them type of people that carries a lot with her.
So like
Yeah.
mentally exhausted.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm mentally.
She is
exhausted.
literally mentally
And that's a
mind
real
racing at night, can't sleep. I'm snoring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason
She
sleep
up,
good every
I
night.
hear the TV come on. Like, what in the world is going on at 3 in the
Wow.
morning? Like, this is crazy. But I've come to realize, again, I have to be her peace.
Yeah.
And if it means that I have to go without from time to time,
Yeah, man.
and it ain't often,
Yeah.
but if I have to go without from time to time, because I could do it every day.
Right.
I literally could.
It really, and it's really exhausting
Yeah,
too.
I could do it every
Because
day.
I'm like, who want to do every day? Why wouldn't you want this feeling every day?
I would like to.
Every day?
Oh man, we're saying.
Why
Right.
the women didn't raise their
I wasn't
hand?
looking at Brian. All three of us said
Oh, okay.
So,
Every day.
so then,
Twice a
then,
day
then there's the
Three.
thing that there's the guilt or there's the feeling of that is something wrong with me because
That's
you
Wow.
feel
that's
that
a
way
real-
and I
very
don't.
real-
Like,
No.
So then you feel somewhat ashamed, and so then like me and Anthony, when we got together, we had in-depth conversation. So like I am fully aware, and everybody doesn't do this, but I'm nosy. So I want to know, like, after when we did it as adolescents, like, who else and what else? What
and
was
what
that?
did y'all?
That's
what made y'all-
dangerous.
What did this
I
person do?
know.
But
I
no,
know.
I don't think it's dangerous because we've been married 18 years,
I
so it's
mean,
like it's been our
That's
norm.
why I said. That's why I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
everybody cannot do it, but I'm nosy. So
What did you like about
are we
this
saying?
person?
I
Are we
have
saying
some
we got to get to
questions. It
a
is.
place to? Well,
I'm
hold
not-
on.
I'm not
you
saying
asked.
that.
You asked what? You asked me what all I did.
No, I asked about certain things or certain experiences and stuff that you've had.
We have talked about some things.
We have.
Why did you say it like this?
Yeah, we have.
not all.
It sounds like he wants to divulge more. There's a lot of things that he
That's
wants to
his
tell you.
intrigued voice.
I don't
You
want
have
to
my
know
attention.
that.
There's
I
more.
don't-
That's
yeah,
what I'm
I don't
I
want to know that.
never
That's
wanted
what
to
I'm
know.
saying.
Look,
So,
even
never.
when we had issues within our marriage, we ain't had to talk a lot. Let's not talk about that because I will hold a grudge.
No, she did want to know. I was not going to tell her.
No. I didn't want to know details.
No, you want to know who they were.
Yeah.
Like we had infidelity issues in our marriage. I can be transparent about
Yeah.
that. But she was like,
I did not wanna
names,
know.
addresses, absolutely
She
not.
wanted
Well,
that
you know,
address.
I found him on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, she went
Wow.
looking.
Yeah,
It was
I don't.
like-
I wanted to hear about the
But I didn't want to hear about
experience.
experience.
I did, and I don't know. It could be just because of like legit. I ain't been around the world. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many that's experienced this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was probably the curiosity, possibly, or it was just me wanting to see how he connected and how he explored with other people. That
Yeah.
again, that goes back to curiosity.
and it made me ask her the same questions.
Really?
Yeah, I want to know.
And you were
Wow.
Well, hold on. Now, hold on. Let's get in the aspect of what you wanted to know. You didn't want to know who it was with. You just wanted to know some of the
I
things.
mean,
y'all
I
did.
know his exes.
So we're talking experiences.
just
Yeah.
experiences.
You
wanna know about the
I mean, it don't have to be like, yeah, me and this particular ex at this particular time. It don't have to
There's
be like
nothing
that.
about my sexual encounters that I've had with my exes that she don't know about.
So
I
let
mean,
me
he
ask
can't
this.
recall every single
So are we
one,
saying?
but
Are we saying?
Don't put me out there.
Like who's
Are
the
we
best?
saying-
no,
Like,
what?
No,
What
we're
you
not
mean
asking
by
those
that?
things.
Wait, what?
I thought
Like,
she would put me out there like I've just been with like hundreds of women.
I mean, we know you have a whorish past, but
So let me ask this.
I
Let me ask this. I guess I'm gonna ask my wife. So are we saying, because we're having this conversation here, are we saying we've created a safe space to talk about experiences?
In our marriage?
Huh?
You talking about in our marriage?
Past experiences. Are you saying?
No, I've asked you in-depth questions about about your past experiences.
Well, I'm saying, are we able to?
my motives wasn't. I did it to fuel my resentment.
So wait. So you asked me. You
What do
asked
you
me
mean?
about my past experiences because of resentment.
Did you answer those questions?
I
do
mean,
you hold that?
He would give me in the beginning, in the earlier years of our marriage. Absolutely.
Were they vague, like vague answers? Because he kind of seen where it was coming from.
No, he's a storyteller.
no,
So you didn't see. So you didn't see it coming, B?
You got the glimpse.
B, you didn't
Kid Bro told stories.
So he was at the thing, and then I
Like
came
his
down
mom.
the thing, and then I
Oh,
He's his mother's
man.
child.
opened up the door. Now
I
it's like,
remember.
door. We opened up. And
Whole time you like this.
put on the music. It was like on and popping, and then
Ryan.
That little thing I do, I got it from her.
I ain't say that. I ain't say none of
But
that.
it's like when I say I did it out of like fueling. I didn't know at the time I was fueling my resentment.
So what? Yeah, what does that
I
mean?
didn't know
What do you mean?
like that because in the earlier years of our marriage, a lot of I think the lack of intimacy, lack of connection that I had with him early on is because I didn't realize I carried a lot of resentment in our relationship because of what happened with our adolescent relationship. And so I felt like with him like moving on, getting married and, moving on with his life, that my life took a turn. And a lot of my experiences with other men and stuff like that was as a result of him not being there,
Wow.
which was crazy. Like when I figured that out, like in our, like we had a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, we definitely had.
In our,
Oh
in
my
our
gosh!
marriage, and there
Wow.
were things that I was
remember.
able to, like divulge in that time was like, yo, like I really felt like I disliked him. You know what I'm saying? Even though I couldn't live without him, like I needed him, but I couldn't.
You were mad at what he did.
I was like
all the way.
mad, because I was mad at who I became as a result of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was totally
Wow, that's deep, babe.
not, you know what I'm saying? I was like even like when we got back together, he had issues because we used to be so inseparable. When I say like my emotional and touchy feely and being under him and you're everything. And I wrote this song called "Don't Breathe," right? Legit,
A beautiful record.
like because I was so close to him. I felt like I wanted to breathe for him. That type of like. When you sleeping next to each other and you inhale his breath and
That's
you just
deep.
feel like,
Doggone.
you know what I mean? Like that's how inseparable we were.
We
You know
were
what I mean?
we were so connected.
It's like legit. And when that was like gone, I became someone else.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
And
I'm
then-
like,
Do you feel like you were able to return back to that space?
See, that's the thing.
Or like, do you feel like you're on the journey to return it? Do you even desire to return to that space?
I am
Like,
on the journey to return back to that space.
That's good.
Because
Like
the thing
legit.
is,
That's good.
what she's saying, when we got back together, we had to relearn each other.
Yeah.
Like when we got back together, she wasn't who she used to be.
No.
Right.
I wasn't who I used to be.
But you weren't supposed
I
to.
say all the time when we
Life
got back
happening.
together, we came back together and there was baggage. And I said some of the baggage was Louis Vuitton, some of the baggage was Walmart. So some was trash and some looked good,
Yeah.
but actually
It was trash.
was trash.
Like,
You know what I'm
real.
saying? So in that, I think with her becoming so standoffish, and me being, I've always been a very in tuned person
Right.
when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to my wife, when it comes to my
Right.
woman.
Right.
I've always been in tune.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking for ways. I've been very romantic. I was a very romantic type of dude. You know what I'm saying? So when we got back
Mindful,
together,
very mindful.
very mindful. When we got back together, though, she wasn't on that. So
Like
when
I was
she wasn't on it
different,
at all.
and it was shocking.
So what
But you said
happened
it was
was
resentment.
because now
Yeah,
hold
it
on,
was- yeah.
she resented me because when we split up, she went another route.
Right. Because
You know
she's
what I'm
like,
saying?
I don't have my love anymore, so let me just go live and
Yeah,
she just went
I
wild.
was like,
Living
you know what I
my
mean? That's what I
living my
said.
life.
My body count increased, my care for myself, my morality, all those different things was out the window. Like,
So now,
Who gives a care?
when we got back together though, and she was that way, I'm coming to her. She's pulling away. Now I'm experiencing rejection in my marriage.
right.
And that's real.
I feel rejected. So now, because I feel rejected, I'm putting up a wall.
Yep.
Well, I'm not gonna engage her like that because
Right.
I don't want to feel like she's turning me down. She don't love me.
That's a
She's in
real
a
thing.
different place.
So he
what I'm saying?
changed.
I think we've all
I
been through that.
changed.
He
That
changed
magnifies
after
the
that.
flattery.
Yeah.
When you walking through the mall and
Somebody choosing.
you're like,
It's a
all of a
magnification.
sudden, that flattery ain't just appreciate it. It's you say what now?
It got your attention. It got your
Because a
attention.
lot of
Yes, sir.
times, even like in marriages, when people talk about infidelity and people stepping out and all that, it is a result of a lot of different things that's happening at
Oh, my
home,
goodness, yes.
based on who you are as an individual.
Yeah.
Like not like like we know what it's like to be without each other. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we spent 7 years apart,
Right.
so we knew for a fact, oh, I'm never going to be without you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At
So
this
I'm gonna go through this hell.
so wherever this is gonna go, we're just gonna go do it together. But still, as individuals, we were just like, okay, something is really wrong here.
Yeah.
And
Oh, my
I
goodness.
don't know what it is. So we knew that we loved each other, couldn't be without each other, in love with each other. But there was such a disconnect in who we were as individuals
Or who
when
you
we
grew
came
to
back
be.
to be right, who we grew to be, because when we came back together, we had such a solid foundation as to how we were even to be able to come back together and make this work.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
So we were different and trying to figure out why the heck are we so different? And then even in myself, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You know, like in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like tormented by it because I'm
Yeah.
like, you
y'all
changed so
y'all
much.
grew apart desiring each other.
Yes.
That's the resentment.
So damn, yes.
That's it, bro.
That's it. So when we got
Wow.
back together, it was just like, oh crap.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Y'all
What is
story
this?
remind me of, y'all ever seen the movie The Count of Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
It sounds
Yes.
just like that.
I love that movie.
I love it. One of my
That's
favorite
what it
movies.
is.
We gonna watch
That
that.
joint is
Love
crazy.
movie
that
is
movie.
fire.
Wow, Jay.
It sound y'all story sound like The Count of Monte Cristo.
Wow, Jay.
That's what it
That's a
sounds
good.
like.
That's a good. That's a
That
good
is
observation.
good.
Even down to the child, the whole
Yeah.
nine.
Yeah, real deal,
And
bro.
it's the-
I gotta watch it because
Oh, it's a
Real deal,
wonderful
bro.
movie. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite
So
movies.
good.
We need the
But that's what-
sponsorship from
that-
Count of Monte Cristo.
That could have easily been our situation. When I broke up with Constance at 16, I knew I was going, but I always knew I was coming back.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
and
Makes a
he
lot of
left,
sense.
and I always hoped he'd come back, but then I had to eventually release the fact that he might not come back. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I would see her with different dudes and be in different relationships. And because, we grew up pretty much, we grew up at the same church. So all of my exes go to our church. Or
Majority of them.
not all of them, but a lot of them
Oh, yeah.
go to the church. And so we constantly have to see them. But I would see her as well. She may have been in a relationship with this person. She may have been in a relationship with that person. But in my head, I'm always saying to myself, bro, you know it ain't real, right? You know that's mine. Right? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And then every girl that I was with always knew. It's like if they would try to disrespect Constance or talk down on her in the slightest way, I'd be like, hey, you don't talk about her. Don't talk about her. That's home.
Wow.
You're
Well, you didn't say that, but
In
to
your
some I
mind.
did. No.
At that age,
I was
though,
very.
and then he was trying. I think he tried to fight a couple of your the dudes you was dealing with too, right?
I tried to fight everybody.
he tried to fight one in particular, but the other ones he did not. He didn't.
I didn't have
really-
to.
He didn't engage.
Well, he talked
with
about
any
it.
of them.
I didn't have to.
He may have talked.
He talked
There
about
was only
scrubbing
one
it.
that he actually attempted to,
Yeah.
and that was on some prideful other stuff. It wasn't about
I was a
me.
growing young man.
It wasn't about me.
He was angry.
It was about you. Because no man wants to
Indirectly.
picture his wife. Or
Happy
not
with
his wife,
someone
but
else.
I was so
someone,
a teenager.
But he doesn't want to picture somebody that he loves intimate with somebody else.
Yeah, most
Which
definitely
is,
don't want
well,
that.
it's kind of weird because when we got as adults and we had those conversations and you started asking me, it's like, well, shoot, I got them same questions. Well, did such and such make you come? Or, was he bigger than me? Or, what's this? What's that? Talk to me about it. How far did you go? And the answers I got back, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, see, I wasn't asking no questions like that. See, me, my mindset, my mindset, I'm blind.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing. When you with me, you with me.
Right.
What happened in your past, happened in your past.
Right.
Again, our dynamic is different because we met as young adults
Right.
versus teenagers.
Yeah.
So I really, when I met Amy she might have been dating, but she had no real prospects.
Right.
Once, when she met me, now she knew I was dating, but she also knew that she became the priority in my life.
Right.
I made that very apparent and
Right.
very clear. You are who I want. And once I did
guessing.
start dating her, no one else existed.
Right.
Yeah.
It was me and her.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean that. I can say that 20 years later. That's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
It was me and her. So I think, y'all dynamic is a little different, but it is crazy to see two couples who were because this is something I couldn't fathom. And I guess maybe because I didn't have that type of love growing up in
Right.
terms of relationship with a girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I lasted a month, I was doing well.
Guy.
Right.
Y'all lasted years. That is just, to me, that's amazing.
Wow.
Jay would always clown me.
Oh, he was a lover boy.
I was.
He was a lover boy.
He probably knows just two names, Constance and one other chick
Yeah.
in my life that was
Affected him.
majorly.
Yeah. Affected him. It was only two.
In a major
And one, I
way.
don't even understand how it happened.
First of all, don't do that.
I'm not calling any names, but I'm telling
You
the
don't-
truth.
Okay. Well,
We go back and forth about this a lot. I
wasn't
really
happy.
don't understand.
he
look,
swears
you
she
know,
was ugly.
He
She
had
was
the shallow Hal thing going on.
Whoa.
I agree with you.
He had the
And I
shallow
don't-
Hal.
I
You
don't
ain't
agree.
never even seen her, babe.
Yes,
yeah,
I've seen
she
a
has.
picture,
Yeah,
and it was
she has.
later on in life when you lived off Bethsaida.
Right.
Don't try me because
Yeah.
she had moved nearby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we name
And I was
dropping?
like,
No, we're not
or-
name dropping. Most
And I
definitely
was
wouldn't do
like,
No,
that.
she's definitely in Georgia, and I would name drop.
Right.
I was like, she's not that cute. Now, mind you, Anthony's exes they're pretty
A
women.
lot of them are gorgeous.
Yeah,
like, for real. I've
they're
seen quite a
pretty.
few.
He's a good
I'll
looking
say
guy.
this.
Not
My
bad.
brother
She
saw
isn't.
her in a club in Atlanta. Saw her, was talking, and as they were talking, he mentioned something that she knew me from.
But you struggling to get this out.
Because I'm trying not to put it all
yeah.
away. I'm trying to be mindful. So she said, "Wait a minute. What's your brother's name?" Anthony. Anthony Adams? He was like, "Yeah." She said, "That was my first love." Jay, at the time, my brother, when he saw her, he was like, "Nyeh." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "Man, you ain't gonna believe what I just read into. I think she know you. I'm almost certain it's you that she know." So he FaceTimes me, and I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And I had to check myself because I'm
Wow.
like, just like that.
Just like that.
All those emotions.
Wow.
All of those. And I'm like, ooh,
Wow.
because I'm a happily married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, knowledgeable of most things of God. Still diving in, but it's like, conviction is a major thing with me. So when I saw it, I was like, oh.
Wow.
I had to check it like that. But my point is, everybody in the club was like trying to get at her.
Oh,
So don't push me out.
No,
That,
no,
that
hold
was
on.
a
Like
long
she was
story to
ugly.
validate
Hold
that
on.
she's not.
The girl, hey, first of all, hold on.
That was a lot.
I've seen women
That was a
metamorph into something that
Talk
come on,
about it,
man.
Jay.
Makeup, good
Of course.
workout
I don't have to
plan,
defend it.
He's in a good work.
You know,
Jay would always say she was the ugliest
No.
thing in the world.
No. She was not the ugliest thing in the world. One, I'm your brother, and I didn't like the way she did you.
Yeah.
One.
That's
Two,
true.
she was not cute. Three, I think he fell in love with her because of the way he treated her. Where other women was falling at his feet, she's like,
because of the way she treated me.
right, how she treated you.
Okay.
You know, she was used to dealing with older guys.
Right.
She was moving funny. I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, you tripping. And he crying to me about it, and man,
I wouldn't say I was crying.
whining to me about it.
I was mad.
Whatever it was most definitely not the Anthony Adams that I know.
You were different.
Why are you acting this way about this girl? So I had an automatic like, bro,
She's
tripping.
toxic.
Right.
Leave her alone.
Listen, such and such said she liked you. You
Don't you want to go to Skate Town? Let's go to Skate Town. Let's go
get
meet
on
some
out of
chicks.
this. Like, I'm a real brother. Let's get on out of here. Let's go somewhere and let's put you on to something new. Because I did not comprehend or
He
understand
couldn't
what
fathom
was
it.
going on in his mind.
Wow.
So, and I'm not here to say that she's not beautiful today.
Right.
She could possibly very well be. But she was not back then. Most definitely.
In my opinion.
And in my opinion.
Yeah.
And again, that's my opinion and my
You're
opinion.
entitled to it.
And you know what? It's okay.
Right.
All is well.
That
All
was
is well.
that was a long defense.
No, it may have been pride.
Let's move on.
It may have been pride
Let's
because
move on.
who wants to be known as having ugly
Okay,
exes?
let me.
All of us had an ugly ex.
Right. At some
Every last
point.
one of us
So,
had a project.
Let's relax and move on.
Okay.
Yes.
We've all had one.
Yes. So
It is what it is.
going back to the conversation,
Right.
I'm glad you had your detour. You all right?
I'm good,
Do
babe.
you have any more left?
All right.
You know what? That may have been disrespectful. Me having that pride moment of I wasn't, I ain't have no ugly exes. So I don't want you to take that as if I'm feeling some type of way, because I remember Jay's conversation last week on passion.
Absolutely.
Why are you so passionate about it? I feel like
your
that's what
whole
I'm getting
reaction.
from her.
No.
Why
No.
are you doing that?
Well,
Hey, what's
no.
going
When
on?
I saw that and it was the was, them feelings just came up and those memories just came up out of nowhere.
I'm
what I'm saying?
very secure in myself in the
Yeah.
fact that at this point in my life, I know what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. And in my opinion, if you decide to go elsewhere, it's because you chose to. That's what you desire. And I don't have to fight that. You know what I'm saying? If the decision is made that you want to do whatever, that's your prerogative.
You show up and give
choice.
100% every single
That's
day
it. And
in your marriage.
I wasn't questioning that.
Right.
I was just like, this conversation just went
It's moot point.
whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the conversation. What I wanted to ask when it comes to the ladies, I want to say, like, what are some of the outside of house tasks? What are some of the things that you feel like you carry in your head that prevent you from showing up the way that you do, in a way that your husband would like to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me, Anthony used to always ask me to, like, he wanted me to be sexy. And he was just like, I love that you're, like, you're beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to be sexy. And I just was like,
Don't walk around the house with the baggy clothes on.
and I'm just like, and I didn't get it. And I didn't understand, because I'm just like, what do you want? Like, you want me to get naked? Like, what is it?
Oh.
But there was like,
I like this.
there was a sexy aura that he was looking for.
Right.
So for me, I can say personally, for me, the thing that I carried around in my head is the ignorance. You know what I'm saying? The ignorance of not knowing what that looked like. And so we ended up having to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because even like when we're engaging, it's conversation happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but we had to have conversation to say, this is what I like.
Right.
And I had to not be afraid to say, okay, what does that mean to you? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't, again, the reason why we're having this conversation, because no one was talking about
Yeah,
it.
no
There's
communication.
nobody saying like, ma'am,
That's right.
this is, you want to be sexy for your man, this is what you can do. Or this is how you explore your own sexuality. Like, I didn't get that. So it was a lot of conversations, but I carried that in my head to the bed. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So when he's looking at me to be like, whatever, like woo him, and then I'm just like, kind of just, come on, let's
Yeah,
go.
because I would be, she would come when we're when it comes to going to sleep, we're nudist.
Yeah.
However, I would prefer, before you go nude, could you be Catwoman?
Oh my god. Oh my
This is
god.
very transparent moment.
Hold on, I
Could
want
you
my
be
wife to see
taxi
something.
cab confession?
I want my wife to see something. You see how easy I am? Do you see how easy I am? Because you hear
sounds
this?
very complicated.
Do you hear this?
Hey, you know what,
see how
Jay? It's a
easy
real
I am?
thing. This is a real thing.
Right, this is real.
You hear the complication.
Right. This is their life.
And get this,
I'm
and I tell
easy.
Anthony because of the way that I am, I have grown to meet him there.
Right.
But then when he starts to complain,
Oh.
I say, boy, do you know how good you got it?
Right.
Like I can go from
Wow.
Constance to Tiffany in 5 seconds.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But
that's-
you
wow.
want to complain because I'm stressed out today.
What it is I'm spoiled.
That's what it is.
You are very
That's
spoiled when
what
it
it
comes to
is.
certain
I was the only
things.
child, so
Hey, let me tell you
Yeah.
something, man.
uh-oh.
It's some things in my wife's drawer that I probably are going to find a way to throw out today. You're a lucky man.
Oh, I do that.
Right, yeah. So it's
She'll
some
come
things-
home and be looking for stuff. And I
That's
thought,
not what
man,
he's talking about.
It's a gown that Amy has
Oh.
that started off up here, but is now down to her ankles.
Wait,
It's
what?
time for it to go.
It done stretched
It has
out.
been stretched
I
to
thought
the
it was-
max.
Babe, you
Why are we still holding
see
on to
my
this?
pants? He be like, mm-mm.
Black, no, I don't know them.
All I got
I don't know what
Black,
it is.
I didn't know you had none of them.
all my lounge clothes. I threw them away.
My lounge
I've been doing
clothes.
this since our first house.
Well, she's done it to me. When we met, I was still wearing tighty whities. I just slowly but
You see the
surely
tighty whities,
started
bro?
seeing the tighty whities come up missing.
So look,
Underwear that got longer.
Right, what's going on?
we should do a FBC Family by Choice clothing line loungewear.
I like it.
This is what we want
I like
you to
that.
wear
I
around
like
the
it.
house.
I
I like that.
We should do that.
Let's
I like it.
let's
Amy
definitely
has- she got
explore that.
some
Let's make
things.
that happen.
She got some things, but the problem is, we still got a kid in the house.
I'll be cold too. I'm cold.
But Jay has came to her and said something like, "Hey, Mom, can you put on a bra? Do you mind?" Like, I get it. So I mean, I get
It makes it more comfortable.
Yeah.
Mindful of
I be
things.
In the room. We talking about in the
Right.
room.
I be uncomfortable. Anthony be like, babe, put something else on. I'm like,
Well, in
we
the
have a
room, you know what I'm
whole
saying?
house full of
people.
kids.
Right.
Yeah.
He talking about, I want to see you cook because we got cameras in the house.
Right.
I want to look on the camera. I
Oh, yeah,
want
he-
you
Oh,
to-
he different. He
He's
different.
totally
Over.
different.
You see, now hold on, babe. Now, yes. So you hear what me and Jason are saying?
They talking about me,
I'm
but they
very-
like, oh yeah, that's an idea.
We're saying he's very complicated.
Hey,
You don't have that.
I'm not.
I'm
Gonna,
a good
I'm not
complicated.
going to lie. Like if I don't want to do something, I
ain't doing it.
Right,
Like
right.
that's just my personality.
Right.
It's who I am. It's the essence of Amy. I'm not doing what I don't want to
So
do.
my question is,
Yeah.
what are the things that have you not wanting to do it though?
It's no other reason than
You just
don't want to do it. So like what I will say is this: we do still have a child at home.
like
Yeah,
saying
look on and look. Let me pull this closer so you can hear me. If we got, first of all, we have a child at home, and then he's in and out, and sometimes he's in and out with his friends.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I have to make
put
sure
a
I
stop to
covered
that.
up. Yeah, you recently, but we used to always have a house full, like friends of friends of
did.
friends.
We did. It was a lot.
So I always have to make sure I'm covered up. But once we get to when he goes to school and we are empty nesters, I am open. I'm
got
going to
you.
be more open to things
I
You ain't gonna have
because
no choice because I'm just throwing everything out and I'm buying new stuff.
whatever. I'm going to
It's
be
coming.
more
That's
open.
what you gotta do.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
coming.
going to be more open to
I got
looking
you.
sexier. I just I never even imagined myself sexy.
Wow.
You get what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying?
say that would be my response.
In
That
my
was gonna be
mental,
my
it's not
response.
like ooh sexy. I
Right.
give a different kind of energy, I guess.
Why
but
though?
I don't know.
And that's
But
what I'm
here's the
saying. We
thing.
were not exposed to that.
Yeah.
But
We were
here's the
not
thing, though.
exposed to those type of things.
I make it very clear to my wife
Right.
that I find her
It's
beautiful.
not- it's not you.
sexy.
It's
No,
not
I just
you.
want to make that clear because you got some people going to watch this and say, "Oh, well, he don't compliment his
don't-
wife.
right,
Oh,
right.
he don't treat his
So-
wife right."
so let's-
That's not
let's-
true.
Oh, you
talking about the sex therapist
So
in the
hold on.
comments?
He tells
So-
her
Yeah,
everything.
sex pros in the
So
comments.
let's hear from the women when it comes to that.
So it's just-
what does that mean?
it's
What
just
does that
in
look
my
like?
mind. I
Yeah.
never
mental.
imagined sexy. I never seen it either. And I have an aunt that is pretty, a beautiful woman,
Yeah.
physically beautiful,
Right.
And
Her grandmother was
and my
beautiful.
grandmother was a beautiful woman, but you know, I never pictured them sexy.
Yeah.
You know, so I am thinking like the stripper over there is sexy.
Right.
Well, you gonna see the stripper over there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you come to me,
Right.
and then we get it on or whatever.
Or I'm thinking sexy
Yeah.
is the porn you showed me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Early on in our marriage. So now I'm trying to
yeah.
sexy. It's
Well,
not.
that's not what I mean.
Sexy is most definitely an energy that's given. You can see a
Right.
woman walk in the room, and she might not even be a beautiful woman, but she might be a sexy
Yeah,
woman
that's
by
right.
just
True.
her
She own the
the
room.
It's her
energy.
aura.
Yeah, it's the aura, and
Yeah.
I have seen and met women that just gives that and like give that
Yeah.
energy.
Oh,
I never considered that.
I'm giving
Yeah.
the energy now.
Yeah, now you are giving
I'm
it.
bringing
Yeah.
the
Now,
energy.
You are bringing you
I'm
bringing
bringing the energy. But
Yeah.
to you, Mocha, I want to make sure we.
No, I
hear
mean, I
yours.
was gonna piggyback off of what Amy said. Is like, I admire how much she admires me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell me up and down like, you don't, or he'd be like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't understand. But and so in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? But it's like when you surround yourself with women that maybe you find sexy, or
Right.
that, you know, I mean, of course, I can look at a woman and say, man, I think she's sexy.
Right.
Or I love her body. I love
Yeah.
her, you know what I'm saying, her butt, her breasts. I love her personality. I
Right.
love how sure she is. Or
Yeah.
I love how, you know what I mean, just stuff like that. So I know that I can identify it.
Okay.
So it's just a matter
It's hard
of
to
like,
own it.
it's hard to see it in myself, I guess.
Yeah.
It gotta
You know
come
what
from
I'm saying?
you.
You got
So
to.
it's got, so there are women that I have in my life that I
Yes.
do life with now that can challenge me in that area.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like, get in the mirror. You
Where
know
does
what I'm
that come
saying?
from, though?
And
Well, hold on. She just
I
said
really-
something.
What?
I like it. Challenge.
yeah, they
We got
like,
three
I get
women that we
challenged
do
all the
life
time.
with. All of us are doing life together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lean on each other.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Like, I mean,
Amy,
to challenge
let
you
her
to be
finish.
like,
Don't dismiss
you
me.
know, look at this, try this. Why not this?
Yeah.
Right.
Even certain things that I was just dead set on, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Who's challenging
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it's like, why not do it?
Right.
Like, or what's the hang up from it? And sometimes it is what you're exposed to, what you
Yeah.
wasn't taught. Like, I mean, the women in my family,
Yeah.
allegedly, no, I'm not gonna say alleged, but there was no regard
Right.
for that as a female. Like,
As far as sexuality?
yeah,
or
sexuality, sensuality, like, you know, I like the women. It's a lot of body shaming. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That I, you know, like
Yeah.
grew
You
up
grew up
in, or
with that
too. Yeah, I
your
did.
your
Well,
weight,
y'all were athletes too.
your butt, you're gaining weight, you're
Yeah,
losing
Amy family
weight,
do that.
your
Yeah.
hair, your
Well,
this, you know. So it was always
in the
very,
industry.
very pokey.
So it had to be.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
everything was
Image.
image.
Yeah.
Everything was how you
Wow.
look, what you don't look like. Lose
makes
this
sense.
much weight. If you don't lose this much, it's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like
That makes sense.
all of that. So it's like you, I
Hmm.
can't really like, I couldn't look at myself for my husband, for my, you know, like I couldn't see myself in
You
that
didn't have
way.
an opportunity to find yourself early on.
Yeah.
For me though,
Yeah.
Just for you.
not for everyone
Not
else.
for the
Not for the
Right,
cameras.
not for the industry.
Not for the
what it
stage.
does.
None of
yeah.
that.
Just for you.
For me, like
I
what
got
does
you.
that
Who
look
am I?
like to
Yeah.
me?
I got
Who
you.
am I?
Wow.
Type
And we
of
take
thing.
that to the bed.
Yeah, we do take that to the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like even now, like I don't know how bad I struggle with just seeing myself on camera. I every week is a struggle for me because of my weight. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, God, look at this, look at this. What look, you know, and I'm like, and I always like, you know, like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this another week. I can't keep looking at myself. But what I realize is I do things nervous. I do things. So I just keep going.
Keep showing
just
up.
keep showing up. Yeah, I just keep showing up. But it is so when I look at myself because of what my image of sexy is, maybe that's probably why I don't feel like I'm sexy.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
of the image that is supposed to be sexy is not this.
You talk
Yeah.
about the norm,
The norm.
society.
The commercialized
Yeah,
image of
commercialized
sex.
of,
Yeah.
what
Commercialized
of what's
sexy.
put in your head. And
Yeah.
then I'm also, I grew up in a family that picked you apart. So, it was never, I was never described as sexy cute for dark skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely cute for dark skin.
Cute for dark
That
skin.
part.
Or
You're gonna be so beautiful when you get older.
Yeah.
That's what I.
Oh,
that's
I
how I
didn't.
grew up.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
cute. I was cute.
So there it is.
Yeah, I was
So I was
cute.
ugly for a long time.
Yeah. I was
Right.
cute.
Until you
No,
got
and
older.
then,
Allegedly.
and then me
Allegedly,
being
I was ugly.
Yeah, then me being natural.
Wow.
Because I had a curl at 2 years old.
Wow.
And I've always had chemicals in my hair.
Wow.
Chemicals in my hair, my whole nappy headed, like that wasn't a thing. Nappy headed,
Wow.
and then dark skin, and I can remember a family member, I ain't gonna say who it was, scrubbed me with alcohol.
Oh my
just
gosh.
to like maybe brighten my skin, lighten
Wow.
my skin.
Wow.
Or something. So I was cute for dark skin. And then, I always had my hair done. And so I always keep your hair done and stuff like that. So when I decided to even be natural, which, a couple times I didn't went back to a perm. Now I'm at a place where I'm just going to accept who I am. Like this is who I am.
And
This is what I'm
that's
showing
sexy.
up. And then how do I make that sexy? So like maybe I have to grow into that. Like how do you make
That's awesome.
this what is not the norm sexy?
Well,
It's
What's
the
not the norm about
attitude.
it?
It's the attitude.
It's the
Sexy
energy.
Sexy is the attitude.
Yeah.
It's I am me. This is it,
Yeah.
and you gonna get this. You know what I'm saying? Like I can tell. There's certain things that I do for myself that boost me up a bit. You know what I'm saying? It would be equivalent to y'all getting a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a fresh your hairdo. You know what I'm saying?
Self-care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we have a
Self-care.
friend that I don't know if we can say her name, but
Allegedly.
allegedly
We call her GF.
We call her GF or the Oracle. But like she's kind of a person in our lives that challenges us in
That
that
part,
way. And
yeah.
there are lots of things that I admire about her and about Constance that help me to see me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So sometimes, even if I don't feel like I look like Constance or I look like her, but how they walk and their transparency and their level of like, no, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making it an absolute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is it. And it's like, no, it actually shows up in many different ways.
Yeah.
And it's more so about what you feel inside and getting to that place. And it's okay to grow into that place instead of just automatically showing up like that somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter how much I admire
What
the
I'm
way
hearing,
he loves me. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
it's deeper.
right.
It's you.
Because
It's
I
not-
could
ain't
be
got nothing
like,
to do
I
with
could feel like I look like trash. You know, he'd be like, babe, you still my guy, you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Sometimes
say the
I
same
even, but
thing.
sometimes I be like, boy, what? He be like, babe, no, for real. You look good. And I'm just like, boy.
But I'm not
feel like
thinking
I look
about.
like trash.
They used to talk about her forehead. They
Right.
used to talk
5
about her
at my eyebrows.
She was very hairy when she was younger. You know what I'm
Still.
saying? So it's like, I guess from the fella's standpoint, we're like, what's the problem? Why are you
Right.
not seeing yourself the way I see you? And now what I'm getting is
Clarity.
That comes from childhood.
That's clarity. I know.
Journey.
My wife
If you
just told me I never knew.
right.
That's clarity.
So if you got kids, man, be mindful, especially girls. Be
my
mindful of
God.
how you
Oh,
compliment
gosh, I
them. Be
gotta-
mindful of what
Absolutely.
you say.
I've been
I
telling
know
you that.
Constance was very big on not letting the boys body shame my daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Huge on it because of what she went through when she was younger. So I would say, I know one thing Constance did was she took a what's the name of the photo shoot?
Boudoir.
A
Boudoir.
boudoir
Yeah.
photo shoot and made it into a magazine for me. So the person who printed it, you're welcome.
I know,
But
right?
It's like I picked this book. Constance is like shocked at. I don't think she understands how much I look at this book. But it's like when I look at this book, it's like, nigga. That's what. But it's like it's no fun if she doesn't see it the way I see it.
Absolutely.
Right.
So now the journey can become for all of us is see you. I need you to see you how I see you.
That's
so
it.
I want to say this because I know you guys hear it from your husbands, but as your bro, my bros hit the lick when they caught y'all.
That's
Y'all are
right.
beautiful
That's right.
in my eyes.
That's right.
I feel the same
And I'm
way.
not
That's
just
right.
saying that because of the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
That's a
I
real
really
thing.
mean that.
That's a real thing.
I really mean that. Amy, don't get it twisted because Constance knows this, but I've dated heavy set women. It's not body shaming, or it's not just going for the status quo. I think on Baby Boy, when he was selling clothes, what's the lady name? Monique. She said, listen, these are outfits are cute and these are normal for them too, but I'm a plus size woman. That's 12 and that's 12 or 14. She said I'm 14 and that's common too. So remember that and Baby Boy. So it's like, don't get caught up in this superficial, stereotypical image of what sexy is. Sexy is what we create it to be.
Yeah.
Period.
Like you say, it's an attitude. It's mental.
It's an
It's
attitude.
about how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And my
So-
biggest thing is for me is I tell my wife every single day, like I love every inch of you. You had my kids. When I met Amy, she was one way. I don't feel any differently about how she was then to now. You are just as beautiful, just as gorgeous. And I feel like, I get it. She's hard on herself. And sometimes she can be a little hard on our daughter.
I need to apologize.
Because of
Sorry,
that.
Monty.
Yeah, because of her insecurities,
Yeah.
she kind of gives that to my daughter. But
Not
my
wanting
daughter,
her to feel like she felt.
but my daughter walks around here like she don't give a darn.
Monty got a
She,
different kind of energy.
man, that girl
Monty
knows
got
she's
a different-
sexy.
Yeah, and
She gonna
will-
Monty feel like I'm the sexiest girl in the world, and
That's right.
And I love that for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for her too because she doesn't allow me to put my insecurities on
Yeah.
her, and I have
Yeah.
tried to.
Yeah.
I've even suggested like surgeries and everything. And I'm sorry. Yeah, that
Wow.
makes me
You
feel
need to tell that
bad.
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I am. I mean,
yeah.
if publicly, I'm gonna say sorry, and I'm gonna call her and say
Here's
sorry.
another apology tour.
Yeah,
It is.
apology to
Hey,
her.
these
That's right.
Hey, these apology tours are real things.
Yeah.
Man. I think us opening the doors and letting people
This is
understand how
so
important
healthy.
they are.
This is
Yeah.
healthy.
It's a real thing.
It's not
Another
just the
thing-
apology, it's owning your stuff.
It's owning
it.
Owning it.
Yeah.
But go
I
ahead.
think one thing that I'm hearing in this room is I wanna just say what Ant said, man. Y'all beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like inside and out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all amazing women just all around. But I think it's important that even with Family by Choice, we start having conversations even with just the ladies.
Yeah.
Just the ladies coming
Absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
Just the fellas coming
agree.
together. So
Right.
we can have those more intimate conversations
Yeah.
from just that one perspective, just the woman's
Yeah,
perspective.
diving into this
Just the
would
men's
have been great
perspective.
for
You know
y'all.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
It's super important for us to come together and do that way.
Yeah.
Coming soon, guys.
I think we
Coming
can
soon.
definitely have a part 2. But I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation. I personally want to say thank you, baby, for making me feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
No,
we
no,
just
no, 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 no.
No.
I love it when she calls me baby. Maybe it's a childhood thing. I don't know. But I just,
But I want to say too, I'm glad we were able to have this conversation, and because this is one of those taboo type things. It's important that we have transparent moments. I think the girls will probably dig in a little deeper.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When we
Looking
talk
forward to
about
that episode.
ourselves, when we talk about ourselves, but it's all about healing. And for you out there, if you're in a relationship and you do see those boundaries within your sexual relationship, it's important to explore it and not just be okay, like, this is how I am. No, you both are supposed to be pleased in it. And so when you don't feel that equal pleasure, it's important to explore that and show care and concern for why the other person is not at that place of full pleasure. So
And talk to your daughters.
please.
Don't let them become 18, 19 years old and you ain't had no conversation with them. Those conversations should be introduced probably around 12, 13.
Yeah, absolutely. Open the door.
We'll talk more about it with the ladies, because I definitely want to go in a little deeper, because I think it's especially
It's
in
so
our
necessary.
culture, it's like one of those conversations we
Facts.
don't have. But anyway, this has been another episode
another
of Family by
one.
Choice.
Another one.
Really,
Great
really great
episode.
episode. Y'all stay tuned. Continue following the journey. Join the family.
Yo, merch on the way, man. Merch on the way.
Facebook,
Let's get it.
TikTok, Instagram,
Hit the
and
link
all
tree.
podcast
Everything.
platforms. Check us out.
Let's get it. Family by choice.
Peace.